To no surprise, we have covered Jason Whitlock a few times here on TYT Sports, and there's for good reason. It's because he's viewed as a credible journalist, even though he is against the movement. Now what he wants to do is have, in the words of one Fox News pundit, have his athletes, shut up and dribble. What exactly do I mean? Here is part 1 of 2 with Jason Whitlock.
He's the 4th head on my Mount Rushmore of sports alongside Muhammad Ali, Michael Jordan, and Babe Ruth. I don't want more than an athlete. I want my great athletes to be great athletes. I want them 100% committed to their sports. I want Michael Jordan, not LeBron James. Tom Brady is obsessed with athletic greatness. Money ended the Muhammad Ali model. We keep longing for the modern Ali. We fail to see that the conditions that created Ali are no longer there. You need the military draft, the Vietnam War, legalized segregation, and athletes truly connected to the black community to create the next Muhammad Ali. What we have now in LeBron and others are small corporations connected to larger corporations with a primary function of generating revenue. James answers to Nike and Hollywood enablers. More than that, money and pampering have disconnected most athletes from reality. When the world starts catering to you by the age of 10 or 12, and you're rich beyond your wildest dreams by age 21, you have more in common with Justin Bieber than Darnell Washington.
Man. I like Marcellus Wiley pulling the Lil Wayne Odell Beckham Jr. card. Man, no, yeah, damn. Your reaction to this?
I'm not surprised. I mean, it's funny the hypocritical nature of just society right now.
Yep.
Now, if anybody was to tell Jason Whitlock, hey, the money is the reason that you're out here shucking and jiving on FS1. It's the reason that you're throwing these players under the bus. You know what he would say? Well, I got to make a living. I got to eat. You got to eat. You got to eat a lot.
You know what's funny? On top of that, and then I want you to continue, is that at one point he did gloat about having a 4th floor apartment on Wilshire Boulevard. I'm gonna throw the keys to a valet.
A white valet.
A white valet. And then the Latino guy behind the counter is gonna say, oh, Mr. Whitlock, you have a package. Right. Like, I mean, it's completely hypocritical.
It's just, he was on, I think, with Roland Martin, and they did some one-on-one type of stuff.
I think it was yesterday.
Yeah, and one of the things that he said that, hey, I work in TV, so I have to do this, for ratings. I have to say outlandish.
He said that?
Yeah, he said, hey,
I
work on TV. And then Roland said to him, and I thought it was very interesting point. He says, well, you spend all of your day talking about people doing clickbait and Colin Kaepernick only doing stuff for attention and LeBron only wants money. You just said that it's your job to go on TV, say things so you can get ratings and keep you there, but you criticize other people for it. I just think that. I think you watched The Matrix, right?
Of course.
I think that's what we're living in. We're living in a world that we can see that is not really real, but we keep watching, we keep consuming it. It reminds me of the part where the guy said, that steak that you're eating is not real. He said, I don't care. I just want it to feel like it was real. And I think that's what we're in this society with sports media and just overall, is that we're consuming fakeness. But we're just, we're taking it in. We know it's not real. We know why Jason Whitlock is doing it.
Totally, we've spotlighted it previously.
But we keep spotlighting it. We keep talking about it, and which is what he wants, the consumption. So it's like a circle.
Well, I don't know if he wants the negative press. I think it's more that he just wants to keep collecting the check. Now, if that just happens to be one proprietor of it, sure. But what I think is most important to him is to be the anti-black guy, black guy. Yeah. Well, that's all that it is. And real quick, and then I want to toss to the next video, is that he talked about athletes being truly connected to the black community. So what is his standard for a black athlete today not being connected to the black community? Because if I do remember, when black people were getting shot and killed by police, LeBron James stood up and had a hoodie on when Trayvon Martin got shot and killed. And many other athletes did so. My other thing is he's saying, well, LeBron is part of a small corporation. Do we remember that Tom Brady, his sponsorship is from a corporation called Uggs? He wears Uggs.
Tommy Uggs.
So you're trying to tell me like, oh, all these athletes are small corporations. Yeah, you know why? Because all it takes is one play, one hit, one twist, one tear at the Achilles for all of this to be over. So you know what they need to do? Grow their brand instead of literally shutting up and dribbling. And that's exactly it. And that's the point that he continues not to get. Yeah, so here's the second part of Jason Whitlock, and then we'll react.
I gotta tell you something. I gotta tell you something.
White athletes don't carry the expectation of being more than an athlete. Tom Brady isn't producing or starring in talk shows centered around mediating rap beefs between Drake, Pusha T, and Kanye West. Brady hasn't launched a sports agency, made himself the face of a grade school, or thrown himself into presidential politics. Tom Brady is what LeBron once aspired to be, the greatest athlete of his era. Brady, not LeBron, stands alongside Ali, Jordan, and Rule.
I want to go back to one point that you made before I get to that.
All right.
He said that, they're not connected to the black community, right? The black community, in any community, changes as we go forward, right? In the 60s, 70s, OJ was like, hey, I don't want any part of this. I'm OJ. You know what I'm saying? So you can be disconnected at any level at any time if you don't want to be involved. There's a lot of black athletes that didn't want to be involved in the civil rights movement because they were getting paid. They were athletes.
Right.
You move on to now, what's the best way to connect with kids right now? Maybe Little Baby and Lil Yachty, all these little rappers and stuff. Drake. You know what's going on with Pusha T. That's how you connect to young people now. I remember when I started off in sports media, one of my big things was, at that time, I was like 25, 26. Like, I understand where the black athletes are because I'm the same age as them. I grew up with the same stuff as them. So I have a better comprehension, of them. That changes as you go along. So when I have a young reporter on my team, he's telling me what they can do because I'm older now, right? So to say that, and then to say what he said about, Brady, while putting up the Facebook thing, it's just because LeBron is, with all that LeBron has done, there's no question he's the greatest basketball player of this era.
Yes.
With all of that added responsibility.
Yes.
That says actually more about him than it does about Brady.
Great point. Let me end with this, and then we're going to move forward. When he said that Brady doesn't get involved with presidential politics, actions speak louder than words. Do we not recall, Jason Whitlock, when Tom Brady had a Make America Great Again hat in his locker for everyone to see, even posing with his left arm up right next to it, bright red right there for the entire NFL public to take in as it was on full display? Even if he didn't answer a single question about it, he made a statement by putting that in his locker. So don't give me this BS of getting involved in presidential politics and separating the two. There's a reason he is employed by Fox News Corp. And Rupert Murdoch absolutely is salivating at seeing someone like Jason Whitlock representing his agenda. You know what's my favorite song? You could ring my bell. So do it, why don't you? Ring the damn bell. And download the TYT app. Available on Android and iOS.